YouTube, and welcome to Barber Motorsports Park for chase race number 3 and race 29 of the NRSL Hooters series here. And joining me in the booth yet again is Stephen Pollard III.
Hello, guys.
Front row today will be Kyle Matthews and chaser Hunter Braxton, who comes into this one needing a good run, 11th in the points. Becky Lynch will start alongside Algie Baranowskis in row 2, with Sam Young and Kev Shear making up row number 3, another couple chasers there. Jerry Shelley and Bafode Sacko, a couple chasers in row 4, with Alex May and Charles Sanford rounding out row 5. Here's the rest of the starting grid as I hand it over to Steven.
So definitely going to be an interesting race. As we see in the Cup Series, pit strategy was a big factor early in the year. Time Pollard, which we haven't got to, is starting 40th. So people behind him in points definitely trying to gain a lot, because at a road course it is hard to pass and you have some wrecks that can take people out. So Sacko and Jess is trying to gain on time, so we'll see what they can do. And Hunter Braxton is pretty low in the points, so he can gain a lot and get back in the mix. As our final row is Isaac Flickinger and Tim Randolph.
And the game not knowing what to do with certain grid positions because it skipped over a couple cars as we went through there. But yeah. Points coming in. Time Pollard with a 54-point lead over Bafode Sacko with a pair of good runs to start his chase. Sacko is second in points, obviously, like I said. Jessica Shelton is 95 back in third after the rough start to begin the chase. Jerry Shelley's 111 back in fourth. Sam Young fifth, 135 back.
Start your engines!
As the command has been given, Zach Flickinger, sixth in points, is the final driver who could leave here as the points leader. He is 145 points back. Field gets rolling there. Some of them a little bit slower than others on the getaway. Rest of the standings for the chasers coming in. Mary Shelley is 7th in points in car number 7. Kev Shear is 8th. Zachary Fitzwater 9th. Sheila Shear is in 10th. Hunter Braxton, we mentioned, is 11th. And Sky Commons is 12th in points coming in. As problems for Dylan Young, the Great Clips Toyota.
Yeah, that's a tough break. Is he in the chase? No, he's not.
No, he's not.
I don't know what he's...
Don't take anyone out if you're going to do this.
That's the new racing line. Is this the new LMP Mimps or something?
Okay, I don't like how that was going.
It looks like he's blown up.
Well, obviously. But gonna kind of impede James Qualls there a little bit as they were coming through getting ready to go through the final corners. And through the final corner there, you see the pace car already off, obviously. And we are set to go racing here from Barber.
So let's see how many instances. We had 3 instances in the Cup race, 1 in the hairpin, 1 going off, and Chris Washer crashed to the pit wall. So we'll see what happens.
And we are green already, and this is not looking like it's going to bode well going into that first corner.
And everybody survives, it looks like.
So far, looks like yes.
4 wide, how about that? Henry Williams in the dirt almost.
Almost. Car number 5 makes it through just fine.
And the 12's got damage.
Yes, he does. The Mobile 1 Dodge with some hood damage there to his car.
Yep.
So he's run into someone, most likely into turn number 1.
Time Pollard making a pass on Qualls back there. That's big for the points.
I was trying to see the back bumper of the 89. It looked like maybe it was him, as Chris Washer is off course.
Oh my God, Chris!
Sky Commons runs a little wide as well.
Remember, Chris Washer finished last in the Cup race here, trying to duplicate. It looks like in the Hooters series.
Meanwhile, trying to get back up towards the front of the field. See if we can't do that.
So Oscon there. Hey, Shelley, a good road course racer herself.
And right now, Becky Lynch battling with Kev Shear. Kev trying to stay on track.
Seriously.
And Baranowski's going to try and take advantage.
Remember, Kev won at Entenmann earlier in the season.
Yep, so he's got experience winning on road courses so far this season.
Everybody coming off. Looks like everybody kind of survived this lap. It looks like Hunter Braxton will be the first lap.
Looks like it, other than obviously Dylan Young, who blew up on the start and will not take the green flag today.
That's going to be a trouble spot right there for sure.
Yep, as the battle rages still on for third between Becky Lynch and Kev Shear.
Oh, I forgot we were at a road course. We actually got side-by-side racing. It's good.
And right now, this next corner is going to favor Becky Lynch if Kev can't clear her.
Becky's got to be careful to run off the track. Oh, Kev got loose.
As Baranowski's is going to try and take advantage now and claim 4th spot here.
Yep, there it's with Sacko trying to get the points lead right now as Time Pollard's back there struggling.
And Time Pollard crossed the line in 35th position on that first lap. So
gaining time right there. Wow, the 0-0-1, what a move.
Well, battling with Jerry Shelley right there. A couple of chasers going at it for the 7th position.
Yeah, we haven't seen that Old Spice car too much this year.
And Fitzwater also up trying to throw his name in the mixes. We've got 5 chasers right in a row here from 4th through 9th.
And remember, right now, we got to fight for our position because, like we saw at Canadian Tire, Just was running 5th and blew up and finished 30th. So, got to stay on your toes here.
Well, not to mention also with everyone so close together right now, got to get the spots while you can.
Yeah, and if we have Chris Washer going off the track like that, you better really stay on your toes.
As Fitzwater tries to peek on Sam Young, unable to get there.
Well, Hunter Braxton's been a struggling.
As Flickinger has pit for the damage.
Yeah. As the Flickinger's running in the last now. There's Dish Network. All the Dish Network cars running in the back.
And Time Pollard was last scored 35th. Where is he at now? Still 35th.
Oh, God. He's going to spin off this corner.
Oh, nearly. Zorline and Qualls colliding almost.
As Qualls needs a new pair of pants after that one.
And meanwhile, Isaac Flickinger trying to battle Tim Randolph now to not be in last. Someone was off wide.
Off wide's an understatement.
I'm not quite sure who it was, so oh well. Might have been the 10 of Max Anderson with how slow he's coming off that corner.
I think it was the 89 of Pollard, but I could be wrong.
I mean, it's hard to tell at that point who it was. Is Samed Ozkan trying to battle Oriole Pollard for, I have no clue. Might be for 15th.
As you see that spot we were just talking about, that gravel trap, that's where we saw the wrecks in the Cup Series. So be say of 30 laps, we can keep it straight there.
As Sam Young going to look to driver's right on Jerry Shelley. That might be a good move there going into that corner. Can he make it stick? Somewhat.
4th and 5th in the points. Got to be careful. Don't want to take each other out.
Well, obviously, as right now still... Oh, Sam Young got a little loose.
Yeah, he's wiggling. He needs some hefty for that.
As now Alex May going to try and capitalize and take a spot. He will.
Alex May, I believe... Did they have a win this season? I could be wrong.
I don't believe he has gone to victory lane. It's been a struggling season for the defending champion who comes into this one 32nd in the points, but currently running in the top 10.
As everybody's sliding that tail off that corner. There's Charles, the Zen Joltis winner
as
back
Kev's
there.
Off in the dirt.
Oh, poor Kev. Oh, my God.
And so that's going to lose him a ton of spots. Charles Sanford barely keeping it on track there in the 63.
Tire wear is starting to come into play here right now, looks like. As
PJ Williams going to try and go and take that spot away from the 63. He should be able to do so. And Shelton going to try and capitalize as well in the 2.
Yep.
So move Shelton now to 13th on the racetrack. As Kev, I believe, falls back to 11th.
No, it's not a good fall back, but at least he could have lost a lot more and gotten the tire barriers.
True. Tried to get 10th back from Fitzwater, but was unable to do so.
Yep, and everybody kind of single filing up here.
Yep.
As
Henry Williams is back in the pack now.
I'm gonna have to remember lap 4 for Henry Williams because it looks like he went off.
Yeah, he might have had to pit. I don't know for what, but we'll see if gap for the lead here is closing it all for Braxton and Kyle Matthews. 6/10 the last time by.
If I remember correctly, Sam Young won the Cup race here.
Yes, he did.
And he's currently running 9th right now in the 01.
As Braxton just turned the 2nd quickest lap of the race, and the lead will change as there is the quickest car on the track who set the quickest lap of the race.
0 cars fast, Becky Lynch. Just got engaged.
Was 2nd quickest with the lap time there.
Becky just got engaged today, if anybody didn't read the news.
Congrats. So Alex May tries to chase down the 33 of Jerry Shelley for 6th spot on the racetrack. And it looks like Yeah, so Kev fell back to 11th. He's actually gotten 10th back as the 59 is way back here.
It looks like he went off.
Oh, yeah, clearly. I mean, to fallen back to the 21st spot, possibly. Maybe, 20th, I guess. So Fitzwater had an off there. Fortunate for him.
Yep, as
And
everybody else is pretty much single file now.
yeah, but I mean, they're at least still close together, so that's the good news. So all it takes is one mistake and falling back several spots. We've seen that already.
And with like we mentioned the Cup race, there was really no passing lead. Sam Young dominated, and then pit stops happened, so it could be interesting with that.
And obviously, we'll cover that when it gets there. Smed Oskan trying to chase down Ace Rogers here for the 15th position. Neither driver here has had the season that they've wanted. Smed Oskan won at 3 unit, if I remember correctly, in the photo finish. I'm trying to remember who won it.
I believe he did.
Oh, and Oskan is off.
You jinxed him, Charles. That's the commentator jinx right there.
It's also good timing to have been right there when that happened. Oh, Flickinger.
Nice re-entry.
As Zorline is off.
Look, we had the 3 unit jinx because Zorline won at 3 unit too.
As Zorline loses a ton of spots there. 3 wide to this corner. I've not really seen this one ever on this track. And I think it's going to work out best for Zorline there, ironically enough.
Who's behind these guys?
Those two.
Yeah, Time Pollard's up to 29, so he's trying to stop the bleeding a little bit.
Becky Lynch is continuously running the quickest lap times of the race right now in that 0 car.
Yeah, still not catching that too much, but everybody now starting to
well, it's starting to fan out a little bit, so.
Well, I think it's time to go get a cup of coffee, Charles.
Meanwhile, Jack James going to try and close in on Oriole Pollard here through this right-hander.
Jack James coming back from injury, not doing too bad. He got a top 5 in the Cup Series.
42nd in points coming in after missing those 4 races.
Yeah, this is after that weekend, so this is like 2 weeks ahead of that weekend.
I mean, he returned several weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm losing track of my days. It's almost 2:30 in the morning, so.
RJ Reynolds trying to hold off from Amanda Shelley there right now. Johnny Gardner with 2 wheels in the grass almost.
We have Johnny flirting with disaster, which that's a song, by the way, too.
It's almost going to be a question of whether or not we start cutting or not. I don't know. Shelton now going to grab 11th from PJ Williams. Meanwhile, Ace Rogers grabs 13th away from Charles Sanford. I mean, just cutting away and getting the actual action on track, basically.
Yeah, just like a Sony Cup Series race.
Kind of. Plus, they'll cut down on the actual length of the video.
Yeah, because if we went full, it would be an hour and a half. You're going to get your popcorn ready. You're going to get your Coke Vanilla ready. You're going to have your Reebok shoes on while you do it.
Is Mary Shelley trying to close in on Sam Young right now for the 8th position?
Yep, trying to come down here.
Watch this, and I might start doing some pirate video editing or something. Who knows?
Pirate.
I don't know.
I can confirm Barber's not coming back next season. She's gonna run it. Oh my God,
Sheila Shear almost running off course, trying to fend off from Paul Swanson here for 36th.
Yeah,
not the run Sheila would have liked in her chase run right now. Like we mentioned at the top of broadcast, 10th in points coming in.
Well, the reason why she was a wild card is very inconsistent with Sheila, but did have 2 wins at Sonoma, and I believe Iowa, if I'm not mistaken.
And able to hang on to the spot for now. Swanson nearly tried to take a look again at the 17, not able to do so, and now is going to be under attack from the 66 of Enzo Nereza. Actually, Swanson going to still try and go after the 17 here.
Yeah, try and continue to poke that nose there, poke the bear. Whoa.
And this is, like we mentioned, a battle for the 36th position.
And off the corner, Swanson's going to take it.
Yep. And so move the 03 up as the gap is now back down to 6/10 for the lead. And Becky Lynch has pulled to within 1.2 seconds of the race leader. So
Henry
look
Williams.
up there. There's where the 0 is, and Henry Williams catching up to the 12 of Zach Flickinger in a battle of damaged cars.
Yep, as 12 car a little faster right now, but probably the 5 could get by him.
No. 12 is slower. 12 is about 2 seconds off the pace, I think, compared to the rest of the field. Battle for second, though, heating up between Kyle Matthews and Becky Lynch here.
Yep.
Alja Baranowski's, though, also in that mix as well. We can't throw her out of the mix.
Top 4 breakaway.
Yeah. But, I mean, these 4 are also the ones setting the quickest lap times of the race. Well,
Yeah.
I say that. Chris Washer actually at some point set the quickest lap.
Chris Washer.
Yeah, 91 car that was sideways and in the grass at one point. Yeah.
As we got 20 laps to go, 20 grueling laps here at Barber to go.
21 actually, as Kyle Matthews starting to close in on Hunter Braxton, as Braxton was a little bit wide through that one corner.
Yeah, Braxton's had good speed early this season, but the second half has been a struggle for him.
Well, still a 2-time winner though this season, second only to Shelton in terms of wins. Braxton though needing a pick-me-up to his chase hopes. Second lowest in the points coming in out of the 12, 11th. What a top 5, just even a top 5, let alone the win would mean for this 42 team today.
Getting back, trying to pull the Jimmy Johnson of 06 here.
Battle for 20th on the racetrack between Johnny Gardner and Max Anderson, and just I say that, RJ Reynolds going for 17th on Jack James here in the 60.
Yep, good boom by Jack. Not Jack, RJ.
And it looks like he should be able to grab that spot going through this looping right-hander.
Got it.
And pit stops.
How about racing?
Amanda Shelley and Jack James trying to battle coming into the pit lane. So who didn't pit?
All right, I'm gonna go get myself a cup of coffee.
So literally everybody pit. Okay, that didn't go as planned. Well, James Quall stays out, as well as Preston Plord, William Brock, and it's going to be four tires,
huh?
4 tires up and down pit lane, and Kyle Matthews going to beat Braxton off.
Well, that was the most exciting thing to happen all race. Whoa!
Becky Lynch, not exactly the pit exit that most people would recommend taking.
As Kyle Matthews, new leader.
Yep. So that's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out for rest of this race. As did Braxton's pit crew throw one away.
I didn't know they were the Kevin Harvick 2018.
Baranowski's trying to catch up to Becky Lynch here in the 0 for what would be effective P3.
Lap 11, so that's 21. That'd be one more pit stop if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, one more pit stop for everyone. At the very least, it looks like, or at least everyone that pit there.
Mm-hmm.
As these guys are getting ready to come around to the pit lane, so they should pit this time, I would imagine. And Qualls pits. Yep. So that didn't go as planned, I don't think.
No, not at all.
Well, oh well. So see where these guys cycle around, and we'll give you a field rundown and go back into highlight mode. I mean, I don't blame these guys. They need to pull off some sort of strategy.
Yeah, the strategy is going to be in the turn 5 wall.
What was interesting was we saw everyone go 4 tires too, which is not something we saw in the Cup race actually.
Mm-hmm.
As Zach Flickinger back on pit lane.
Another thing to watch as pit road accidents, we saw Williams all right there.
As Flickinger turns Qualls on pit lane.
Just like I was saying, Charles, Duncan, and Plord had a wreck in the Cup race on pit road, and right there we just saw a wreck on pit road.
And Amanda Shelley, RJ Reynolds battling on the racetrack.
As right there a car comes ahead of them.
Yep, that is Preston Plord in the 48. Great battle here between the 36 and the 60.
Yep.
As
The wall.
Anderson was off course a little bit.
Again, Anderson off course.
And Shelley going to be able to get that outside line going and move Amanda Shelley up into the 21st spot, I guess.
Yep.
Meanwhile, there's Chris Washer, the guy who set the quickest lap time of the race, and he's all the way back here.
Yep, driving that beautiful 91 car.
Mm-hmm. Almost kind of all by a misunderstanding, too, by accident. He chose to comment on a video at the exact wrong time. I was focused on a different video.
He messed up.
Well, no, the car he was asking for, he was asking on a different video, and I said that one was taken.
Yeah, this is my favorite battle on the track for a passing car.
Stephen Pollard III trying to take a spot away from Jonathan Zorline. Not quite sure what spot.
Like that 89's nice.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, also William Flickinger taking a spot away from Max Anderson. As Pollard unable to make the move stick there on the 77.
Yeah, the Jimmy Means car doesn't have good entry.
As Chris Louvier is battling with Chris Washer back there. And right now is Kyle Matthews that is leading over Hunter Braxton. Becky Lynch is in third. It's Alger Baranowskis fourth. Sam Young fifth. Befode Sacko is in sixth as we're watching this amazing battling going on back here. Henry Williams is in seventh. Jerry Shelley eighth. It is Alex May ninth. PJ Williams in 10th. Kev Shear runs an 11th. Mary Shelley, Jessica Shelton, Ace Rogers. Muhammad Zain Abdullah is in the 15th position. At least last scored. Johnny Gardner, Charles Sanford, Oriel Pollard, Amanda Shelley, and Preston Plord make up the top 20. Then it is RJ Reynolds, Jack James, Stephen Paul III now runs in 23rd with Jonathan Zorline 24th. William Flickinger, Max Anderson, Chris Louvier, Chris Washer, Zachary Fitzwater, and Sumit Oska in the top 30. With Time Pollard, Sky Commons, Paul Swanson, Isaac Flickinger, William Brock, Tim Randolph. Sheila Shear now runs in 38th. No, 37th, I guess.
Something like that, as we got battle back there.
Oh, you know what it is? Alexander Rowe fell off the several spots there.
Yeah.
And still all 41 cars running on the lead lap. As Hunter Braxton just ran his quickest lap of the race and is back to within a second now for the race lead.
I think the 42's got the better car, just got snookered, and clean air means everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's got snookered on pit lane.
Yeah.
Probably just based on pit stall selection too, so. As right now, looks like we'll go back into highlight mode. So if there's any action, you'll be brought back for it. William Flickinger and Jonathan Zorline battling for 23rd on the racetrack right now. Looks like the 27 Kleenex Ford should come out on top of this one.
Mm-hmm.
Although Zorline hanging it in tough with those newer tires.
I'm battling the outside.
Now, can Flickinger do what Pollard was unable to do? Yes, he can, and that's going to set up Max Anderson for a move, possibly. Or not.
He tried.
As can Fitzwater maybe make a move on the 10 for what would be 25th spot on the racetrack, as Braxton actually lost time there.
Well, where's Time Pollard running?
He is still back. Well, actually, he's picked up a spot now in 30th, so.
So if that's the important battle to see right there, or where he's running.
Isaac Flickinger now battles with William Brock for 32nd. Unable to hang it in there before that right hand, or the left-hander, I mean.
Coming halfway home.
And Flickinger going back at it. So a good battle there between the Juicy Fruit Dodge and the Mikasuki Chevrolet there for William Brock. And trying to fend off from Chris Washer will do so. Max Anderson now going to take his shot at the 77 of Jonathan Zorline here for the 24th spot on the racetrack.
Yeah, best battle on the racetrack, 24 seconds behind, trying to battle on that curve a little bit for the 77.
Hey, every spot matters.
I'm surprised Kevin's still in 10th after that off-track excursion.
And Louvier actually going to grab a spot away from Fitzwater here, at least trying to, for 26th around the outside of the final corner.
But it's also good we got to talk about guys we usually don't get to talk about every week back here, so it's nice.
And we'll do so. So good job there for Chris Louvier to grab an extra spot. 3 points for Fitzwater lost. Meanwhile, Smed Oskan is off, and that's going to be another spot for the 21.
Yep. I think 25 got passed too up there, but
yes, he passed him just before that. As Tim Randolph going to try and take advantage as well and get another spot from Smed Oskan, unable to do so as of yet.
Yeah, he's in the chase.
And Sky Commons picks up a spot from Chris Louvier as well as Fitzwater. So Fitzwater passing the 88 back on the racetrack.
Paul Swanson, tried.
Tried to. Not able to make it work there.
Is the 15 in the chase?
No. You're thinking of Cup. As right now it looks like Sky Commons was trying to set up a move on Fitzwater. Looks like he's got a quicker car, at least based on the last lap time.
Yeah.
Although not taking exactly the line you would want to take, as they're back to within a second up for the top two.
I remember we have one more pit stop coming up too, so make it interesting.
Yep. Or at least what we imagine everyone's going to have to make one more pit stop, put it that way. Unless they decide to pit that early because that was their window. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's not usually what happens, but you never know. Sky Commons with an off-track excursion as he slides off in the first corner.
Tough break for him.
And then also hits the tire wall a little bit there for good measure, at least taps it. And that would send Sky Commons to the rear of the field. Kyle Matthews still leading and looking to complete the Hendrick trifecta if he can hang on to this one for another 12 laps, as Kyle Matthews, a 3-time winner last season, has yet to go to victory lane for the first time this season. Comes into this one, they were 21st in points coming into the race today.
Well, the 48 won at Pocono, and I believe the 5 won at North Wilkesboro. So yeah, trying to get all 300 cars victory lane. They haven't done that in the Cup Series. No, they haven't.
If they haven't, they've come really close.
Well, Young won. Seth hasn't won. Washer hasn't won this year, and
oh, you're talking about just this season. I thought there was a season where they would have come really close. As looks like battle for the lead somewhat heating up. We'll come back to it if it does any farther than what it is right now. So
go.
Ace Rogers looking to go for 11th here on Kev Shear. That would be 3 points for the 16 team. And move Ace Rogers up a spot.
It seals the position right there. No need to fight right there. Faster car.
And we should be getting pit stops here shortly. We'll bring you back for those. Tim Randolph on pit lane. The first sign of any pit stops here is he pits from the 35th position. See what they do on pit lane. Might give us a good indication of what others might do.
Yep, he's so far back, and it's going to be 4
tires for the 06, so might be another full fuel run there.
Yeah, Randolph's had a rough year.
Tim Randolph comes into this one 38th in points, so not been the season he would have liked. On the bright side for him, he's not the worst Roush car in points, so.
Hey, that's something. You know, Roush is always at the bottom, either in the Cup or Hooters, so.
And was there not be? Yep, so that at least gives us an indication of pit stops around the corner, so. Possible money stops here for the race leading Kyle Matthews as well as Hunter Braxton on pit lane and several others. You see the top 4 on pit lane right there.
Yep, everybody coming up. So let's see if Braxton can undercut him again.
There's going to be everyone on pit lane. Well, remember, it was Kyle Matthews who beat Braxton out on the last cycle.
This is where the crews need to get it done, the last stop of the day.
And to be fair, they're pitting again on like 10 laps.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys might be cutting it close. I don't know. I think they can make it from here, but obviously no one has chanced it entirely. Isaac Flickinger going to be going by pit lane there, so he's staying out another lap. Looks to have been the only driver to have done so, although I say that Enzo Nereza stayed out, so. And you see the list of drivers as they come out of pit lane, basically, so with that, we'll bring you back when things kind of cycle around, so. Shelton and Amanda Shelley battling for position on the out lap here. Shelton's been falling back a little bit. She was scored in 13th before the pit stop cycle. So hopefully they made good adjustments there for that team and they can start rebounding a little bit as Johnny Gardner just passed Kev Shear on the racetrack.
Yeah, Kev's probably got some gravel still. Well, Kev's actually way back here.
Well, remember, this is because of pit stops too, so there's that. And I think Johnny probably hasn't pit yet. So, although I say that, as Zach Flickinger ducks down onto pit lane.
Yeah, the 40 car.
And there's Isaac Flickinger. So, that cycles it back around to the 24 of Kyle Matthews, and we'll wait a lap to do a field rundown because of the 41 probably messing some things up. Jack James and William Flickinger going at it yet again on the racetrack for 26th this time, or at least according to our leaderboard, 26th. As looks like Isaac Flickinger actually comes out ahead of these two, so I would imagine that this is indeed the battle for 26th. And William Flickinger going to come out on top despite having that inside line going into that left-hander there that normally that does not work out well.
Yep, and now the 24 is extended to a 3-4 second lead.
At least according to the last time around, so yeah. Definitely looks like the pit stall selection may be partially to blame for Hunter Braxton's woes today.
Yep, you're not wrong.
As RJ Reynolds trying to close in on the 52 of Oriel Pollard, meanwhile Preston Plord trying to close in on the 60.
How'd you know?
And it looks like Oriel Pollard a little bit up on the curbing. That's going to open the door for RJ Reynolds. And moves the 60 up a position. Now can Preston Plord take advantage?
Yep. I'm sorry not talking as much. It's a little late, so and
yes.
And there's not really much going on. That's why we're kind of staying quiet.
Someone was off in the dirt somewhere. I don't know where. So field rundown now after that second round of pit stops. Kyle Matthews is the race leader over Hunter Braxton. It's still Becky Lynch, Alger Baranauskas, and Bafode Sacco the top five. PJ Williams runs in 6th. Jerry Shelley, Alex May, Henry Williams, and Sam Young the top 10. Ace Rogers now up to 11th with Johnny Gardner currently running in the 12th position.
Good from Gardner.
Kind of surprising. He came out of nowhere almost with that. Kev Shear runs in 13th with Zayn Abdullah, Amanda Shelley, Jessica Shelton, Charles Sanford, Mary Shelley, RJ Reynolds, and Oriel Pollard top 20. Speaking of someone that's fallen back, Mary Shelley was top 10 at one point. She's now back in 18th. So
Surprised that this Mary Shelley's had good run at the road courses all year, and I think she won at one of the Lime Rocks. So it's surprised to see Mary running this bad.
I think she did. I'm not quite sure. Preston Plord, Stephen Paul III, Zachary Fitzwater, Jonathan Zorline, Isaac Flickinger, William Flickinger. It'll now be a battle for 27th between Jack James and Chris Louviere.
As like I said, good screen time for all the underfunded guys, or guys we don't talk about much.
And Jack James going to end up being the one to prevail on that battle for now. Time Pollard right now runs in 29th after starting the day out in 40th. Max Anderson makes up the top 30. Then it's William Brock, Samet Ozkan, Enzo Nereza, Paul Swanson, Chris Washer, Tim Randolph, Alexander Rowe, Sky Common, Zach Flickinger, and Sheila Shear with James Qualls the running order. As everyone is on the lead lap, we have yet to have a retiree too.
Wait, what happened to the 5?
They're still running.
Oh, I didn't see him, that's why.
They're 32nd.
Oh, they're actually passing cars?
Well, I think part of that's their pit strategy.
Yeah, that's true. So we got 7 laps to go. And looking like Kyle Matthews, unless he has the massive choke of the year, he looks like he's gonna win.
Looks like it, doesn't it? As looks like we might have a battle here for the 6th position heating up. Jerry Shelley wants it as PJ Williams has it.
Sam Young running 9th. His average finish at Barber this year will be 5.0, so that's not too bad.
As both drivers there get up on the curbing, going into this long right-hander.
Yep.
Not able to make it work just yet, although we'll stick to this battle because this is probably going to be one of the more interesting things to watch for the final couple laps.
For sure.
As there are 6 laps to go now from Barber for Kyle Matthews, the lead down to 3.1.
Yep. As Becky Lynch is 2 seconds behind.
Jerry Shelley gonna do a crossover type move on PJ Williams. Side by side now they are.
Somebody was in the dirt.
Well, we saw dirt kicked up. We don't know who was exactly in the dirt. Probably looking at the type of dirt, they were off a while ago.
Yeah.
As PJ able to drive it in deep there into that corner and make it stick.
Yep, good move by the 6.
Great move by the 6 of PJ Williams as holds off Jerry Shelley for at least another lap. Hunter Braxton now with the quickest lap of the race.
Yep, 42. But that one dropped lug nut, or they didn't get the tires on faster than the 24. It cost them the race right there.
Something with their pit stops today have been a lot slower than that 2014.
So are they going to change pit crews with the 41 mid-race?
I think it's a little late for that. They might switch before next race, though. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll have to make a post about that.
As PJ Williams trying to hang on yet again. Looks like Jerry Shelley going to have a run through this long right-hander. Not able to make it stick yet.
Just so hard to have. A clean air is so much king here. So behind the car, it's so hard to make the car turn in the corner.
Gap now extended with 5 to go.
5 to go. Oh, God.
Well, if we can get a good battle out of the 6 and the 30. Well, never mind.
Well, you know, like I said, Charles, I'm not trying to pick on the race. Usually every NR road course race is not really the most competitive.
Well, I mean, you can't have a good one every time, even if you test it out well. So
I'm not saying the racing is bad. It's just this is the norm of NR3. Road course racing is not the most exciting product they have to offer.
I mean, like I said, you can't always get exciting ones anyway, even on tracks where you get a good I&I. So just basically means back to drawing board. Is Jessica Shelton going to lose a couple spots there? Loses one. Well, actually, I guess she was trying to overtake Charles Sanford, was unable to, and then loses the spot to Mary Shelley.
This is why I position we go to the Charlotte Roval.
That's probably not happening anytime soon. Being honest.
And if you watch the Duracell Cup Series, you'll know why. That was a really good finish.
Well, to be fair, it also probably had to take a lot of work with the I&I too. Shelton going to try and re-overtake Mary Shelley now for 16th. And Preston Plord trying to take advantage of RJ Reynolds here for 18th.
So what happened in the finish of that race, the leader got wrecked with 2 laps to go and literally dropped out of the chase. And
Shelton going to be able to she's going to be able to complete this pass here on Mary Shelley, so...
And the next weekend we're going to Lime Rock for some more road course racing, so it's going to be interesting.
Hooters will have the weekend off.
Yes, as Trucks and Cup will go. I'm not sure if we're doing chicane or no chicane, but I'm pretty sure it's chicane.
As chicane is the one that's actually been tested for those mods.
Well, we didn't test. We ran no chicane, had a good race, so.
As Amanda Shelley trying to overtake Kev Shear for the 13th position. Looks like Kev should be able to hang on to this for the time being.
Kyle's in the Cup Series, right?
Kyle, yeah.
He's in the 48, right?
Yes.
Well, Kyle won Kentucky in the trucks early in the year. Looks like he's going to have this race once, so now all he needs is one more win for the clean sweep for the year.
Well, actually, that truck win completed it for his career, too, so...
Yep, so going pretty good. Henrik Henrik's won this year all. So they've been doing pretty good. I don't remember last year their stats. So 24s.
They weren't good.
Yeah, 24s. This is their first year with that team in this series. Don't think they ran last year. Might actually could have been the 57 team. I'm be mistaken.
Probably.
Yeah.
Either way, the 24 is going to be a Renzi car, I believe is what it is next season.
The heft. Yeah, you're right. It's the hefty car.
I don't think it's Renzi though. Actually, in my mind, I don't think it is. I think it's actually a Morgan McClure car.
No, it's not Morgan McClure. We'll do some quick Googles right now while we have some time what we're talking about.
As 3 laps to go, Kyle Matthews now is on cruise control, but Kev is anything but, as Amanda Shelley is hounding him for the 13th position.
Yeah, Amanda Shelley's nothing but a hound dog right now.
Trying everything she can to try and make the move on the 16 stick. Unable to make it going into the left-hander. A good passing opportunity there.
Well, before we get off topic, 24 next year is actually going to be a front row motorsports car. We were Charles Playoff.
I knew it was Chevy. That's why I'm like, oh wait, no, it wouldn't be a Renzi because it's a Chevy.
And we're going to have another damn hefty car in the field.
Meanwhile, Shelley's still trying to look all over the back of that Coast Guard Ford.
Yep. Making it interesting toward the end of the race. But Kyle Matthews, even though we're not racing, you got to appreciate Kyle bringing the best car and the best equipment here this weekend, bringing a good car to dominate.
Okay, we're just going to ignore that.
What?
Fastest lap. We're going to ignore that. As now Amanda Shelley is going to be able to, I think, make the move there on the 16. No, she is not.
I'm going to guess Charles, you have the fastest lap. Once again, Charles is going to the R&D center.
As right now, looks 2 laps to go, as Johnny Gardner also closing in on a top 10 run here. Possibly.
Yep.
3-car battle for that 10th spot as you throw in Mohammed Zain Abdullah. The end of the run is definitely proving to be somewhat entertaining.
Yes, for sure.
As we actually haven't had to take as many cuts. There is that.
Which is good.
Although still not as much side-by-side as I would have liked, but we haven't at least had to take as many cuts on this, as looks like Preston Plord's starting to close in on Mary Shelley here on the 7. And not exactly the most prudent passing opportunity on this racetrack right there, though. So looks like Preston going to wait his time there a little bit.
Yep.
Meanwhile, looks like Johnny's starting to close in on Ace Rogers. Not going to be close enough to make the move into that passing opportunity there. The left-right chicane. Although Ace Rogers looks a little bit wide there. Can that open the door?
As we're coming down to the Matthew's about to take the white flag.
And he has already. So white flag is out at Barber Motorsports Park. We watched the battle for 10th, though. As Johnny looking for it. Can he find a way around fellow Dodge Ace Rogers?
Or will he spin out? Almost.
Almost, yeah. And it looks like whatever adjustments they made to that 24 just clicked on this run, because Hunter Braxton just not able to do anything with him.
But still going to gain a lot of points for Hunter Braxton. That's the main thing for him.
Yeah, true. Like we said, top 5 really going to be helpful for their efforts if they could get it and hang on to it. But
yeah,
folks, Sacko looking at possibly overtaking the points lead.
Wow, yeah. Good run for him.
As I say that, he's actually lost the spot to Alger Baranowski. Or never mind, he was running 5th. This final couple of corners for the National Guard Chevrolet of Kyle Matthews.
As we're about to hit the 54-minute mark, Kyle Matthews, the team brought the best cars.
We're not 54 minutes of recording, though, because we did the cuts, so.
Yep. So Kyle Matthews, they still got to go through inspection, but for right now, Kyle Matthews, best car on the track.
And off the final corner, Kyle Matthews will grab win number 1 of the season, completing the Hendrick sweep for the Hooters Series. He wins the Barber.
Good win for him. RCR and Hendrick and now have all their cars win this year.
By
Surprisingly, nobody.
5 seconds over Hunter
You,
Braxton, the ending margin.
you know what I've noticed? Nobody picked the 29 car. I'm surprised.
True.
I just
Ace
realized that.
Rogers will win the battle over Johnny Gardner there for 10th.
As it's 59 Isaac. Let's see. William, Oreo. No chasers. There's a
There's
chase.
Time Pollard. He's going to finish today in 29th.
Nobody got lapped either. That's really shows how competitive the series is right there.
Yeah.
12 was 40th. Who was 41st? Qualls ran the problems, it looks like. Somebody's on pit road.
Alex May's on pit lane, yeah.
Well, it looks like Alex May took the flag, so she's not going to fall back.
Yeah, because he was scored in 8th.
Yeah, she's not dropping, so it looks like he's not dropping. Qualls ran the problems. He's a minute 10 back.
So what happened with Alex? It's going to be a really curious question. Well, we were just talking about this, weren't we?
Yeah.
Alex May breaks down, I think. Well, I don't know. Did he break down? There's no sign of it being out of fuel.
He must have broke down. He just got, maybe he's exhausted after running 30 laps and, all by himself, a tough race.
Maybe. I don't know, but it looks as though...
Get that man some oxygen.
It looks as though that possibly Alex May's car broke down after the finish.
Yep, and he needs an oxygen mask. Everybody needs an oxygen mask.
As Kyle Matthews, though, is your winner today. Victorious over Hunter Braxton. Alger Baranowskis with a very good top 3 run there. Didn't mention that one too much during the broadcast. Becky Lynch, Buffoed Sacko, Jerry Shelley, PJ Williams, Alex May, Sam Young, and Ace Rogers, the top 10. Look at the bottom of the field. Dylan Young did not take the green flag today, so he'll finish today in 42nd. And Steven, your final thoughts?
We went over all the wrecks, so because we had our highlight reel, so that's good. It's a good one for Kyle Matthews. Brought the best car. I wasn't trying to crap on the race. I'm just saying, like I mentioned, it's just how RC racing is in NR. I do a lot of test racing, so I know the Gen 6 mod. But Hunter Braxton second. That's what he needed. He was he's 225 points back. Definitely going to be a little more higher and having a shot to maybe take the points lead. Baranowskis, one of their few top 5s of the year. But Sacko is going to be the points lead, looks like. Good run for Williams. Young needed that run. Time Pollard salvaged the 29th. Not what they needed, but definitely going to help. I don't believe the next race is at a road course, so back to what I have a normal track to see what they can get up there. Charles Sanford 15th, not a bad run for them. And Kev was 13th after going off the track. So we're going to be back for road course racing next week at Lime Rock for Cup and Trucks. And then I think we're going to Kansas. So we'll see Dorothy there.
And so with that, congrats to Kyle Matthews on his win today at Barber Motorsports Park. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing related content. I'm Gordon Fantone1, and this has been a production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time.
See you guys.